complex characters with mind-blowingness, and he is the one, the only. Ladies and gentlemen, Devara of Devara Part 1. Give it up for Mr. Saif Ali Khan.
Sweat running down my back, and I felt very nervous in a very, very different way. I mean, we come from the same country, but sometimes our states are really like different to one another. And going down there was a very exciting experience. I was very kind of Tarek, of NTR and for Shivaji to want me in the movie, because movies made in the South recently have been mind-blowing. And to get a chance to act in a film like this and to do that. For me, you're right, I felt like a newcomer. I'm really excited because I've spoken the language. It was a new language for me. And I love the movie and I love what I've done in it also. So I am excited.
Thank you so much for sharing that. We'll definitely take a look at Para glimpse in some what we want to happen. Ye kabhi na ruke, ye aise hi chalta rahe. Janhvi, welcome and thank you so much for being here. I know you have this very busy schedule. Uske bawajood, hats off to you that you are here and you're traveling right after that.
Exactly 28 minutes. पहले तो hi everyone, thank you so much for being here. ये मेरी debut film है और honestly ऐसे लग रहा है कि मेरी घर वापसी भी है क्योंकि मेरी first Telugu film है. So it's very, very, very special to me. So thank you so much for showing up with so much enthusiasm.
Right, and जो response अभी मिला है यहाँ पे.
I do every single movie with Tarak sir only. I had so much fun. I learned so much, and I think everyone knows what a big fan of him I've always been, and I think I've become a bigger fan of him after having worked with him.
Lovely, lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that. Janhvi, please seat लीजिए आप भी, please be seated. For RRR, they taught me that we have to say Jn.Ntr, and of course the biggest mass hero of our country, NTR Junior. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. You know, this man of masses, of course, you always कहते हैं ना खरे उतरे हैं आप इसके ऊपर हर बार. Recently you promised something to your fans that after watching the trailer they'll be really proud of you. अब इस वक्त कैसा लग रहा है? What do you have to say to that?
जी बहुत nervous हूँ मैं पहले. To start with, बहुत nervous हूँ मैं. Because after RRR, this is my next film post RRR. और वैसे भी RRR was with my co-actor also, Mr. Ram Charan. This is my solo release after 6 years. So there is a lot of nervousness which is building up. But very happy to launch the trailer of Devara in the city of Mumbai. Because the experience we've had when we were promoting for RRR was just surreal. I mean, the acceptance of North has just shocked us all, and I hope it repeats with Devara.
Sure, it's going to happen this time again. Just one last thing, Tarak bhai, you know, you have to talk to us about, you know, we know that your contemporaries, they've broken a lot of records, you know, every now and then we say, sales record itna bana, itne tickets bike, but here, nobody has seen the trailer. Nobody has seen it, but in North America, you are already breaking records. 1 million se upar ke pre-sales, exactly, for the premiere. And again, I have to reiterate that nobody has seen the trailer, and you're already, you know, the tickets are just coming off the shelf. And how? What do you have to say? How do you do it?
There's nothing we've done anything about it, but I think it's God's blessings and the love which has always been showered by the fans and the audience. So I'm always indebted.
You are fabulous. Thank you so much for
so
this.
much.
And of course, looking forward to the trailer. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, NTR Junior, ek baar zordar taaliyan. Of course, I was talking about
And obviously, his next was one of the most awaited films of Indian cinema. And we were only too happy, proud, and privileged to present in Hindi Devara, the madness, magic, magnitude, and magnificence of Devara. Of course, there are so many friends attached to this journey. Not just Tarak, who's been a dear, dear, dear friend. And I told him that, this is not the end of this relationship. This is the beginning of a new one, and he knows what I'm talking about. Saif, my darling Saif, who I love, adore, not just as a filmmaker, a friend, family, everything. Just our kids playing with each other makes my heart full of love. The fact that Yash and Taimur are BFFs in school means the world to me. That Bebo and Saif's children, this is just a legacy friendship which will go on. Saif is exceptional in the film. You will realize this very soon. And what do I say about my child? Literally beaming in gold, looking as gorgeous as ever. I still remember the moment Tarak and I spoke about, casting Janhvi in Devara. And for me, I felt like a proud papa when she started performing. And then look at that, my God. Matching step with Tarak is no mean task. Like, let me tell you, she really, really, really gave it her absolute best. And of course, Anil Thadani, Apurva and I are best friends. Anil and I have been hugely close friends from college. So this is like a bunch of buddies that come together, presenting this film. There's so much love in the room, and soon there will be awe when you see the trailer.
So what are we waiting for? क्या था सबको कि हर किसी को ये कितना पसंद आने वाला है जो भी वो करते हैं on that big screen. Koratala Shiva, ladies and gentlemen, a thunderous round of applause. Mumbai, welcome Devara mein. Sir, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, versatility is his middle name, and of course is Saif Ali Khan. Give it up for him. I've said it earlier, I'm going to say it again, that he is the biggest mass hero of our country, man of masses, NTR Junior. Kindly be seated, gentlemen. Okay, so I have a couple of questions for you. And sir, I'll start with you, Karan sir. Of course, we have NTR Junior Saab, we have Saif Ali Khan, Janhvi in this movie. Shiva sir is directing it. But is sabke alawa, specifically, what was that one thing that you said that yes, this is the movie that I want to present to the world? Devara Part 1.
It was not wants and you do what he wants. It's just the way it is. And we not just a fan as an actor, but so much respect for his trajectory, so much respect for Shiva sir and everything that he has achieved in cinema. The combination of the both of them coming together. They've made one blockbuster together, and this is heading towards being a mega blockbuster. The fact that Saif was in the film, Janhvi, it was like for us at Dharma Productions and AA Films, it was really an absolute no-brainer to have our names associated with this magnificent piece of cinema that you just witnessed.
We have to say that this trio, of course, Apurva sir, Anil sir, and you should and you are getting the credit for, introducing us to this pan-Indian thing. Of course, we've had movies earlier, but Bahubali ke baad it all started. What do you think is that one thing or the one USP of Devara that it's going to appeal to all the people globally?
Well, you've had all the magic and madness on land, but have you seen it on sea? It's a first. When you see what they call like the blood sea, and you see all the action that happens, on the water and the way, there are sequences that are just, sometimes you feel that you have a wild imagination and those can never really be fructified. But this has, Shiva sir had that imagination and then it was absolutely executed to precision. So I think the big USP, I would say, is just the landscape of the film. The fact that water is such a star as well, and everything that happens in and around that arena really makes Devara like a standout film and clutter breaks every other massive dramatic action film you've seen in Indian cinema.
Absolutely, so we'll get to see this on.
A little bit tense, this is my debut film. And I hope everyone likes likes the film as much as we like. Thank you.
Sir, despite being this larger-than-life superstar, what do you think is that one quality that makes this gentleman here, Tarak sir, the man of masses, so humble? How come he's so humble, you know, despite all that stardom, that persona?
Even I'm trying to find out actually.
So direct.
He's a very close friend of mine, and once he's in front of the camera, I feel that I don't know why suddenly he changes his persona, and he looks wild actually. And every time, for every shot, you know, I just keep staring at him.
Right. So after watching Dawoodi, I had a title or a tag for the gorgeous and the very talented Janhvi Kapoor. Of course, I sat on it for quite some time and she had to leave. She had a flight to catch. But of course, the expression queen of the Indian film industry. You brought that out, you know, from Janhvi. And her chemistry with this gentleman, Tarak Bhai here, it is phenomenal. People are saying, Jodiyan Karan sir banate the. Abhi, you've taken it to some other level. What do you have to say, sir?
Yeah, because they look too good on screen, and down south people feel that after NTR sir and Sridevi, now it's this NTR and Janhvi.
Wow, you said it, sir. You said it. And Bhaira, we have to talk about Bhaira, sir. As I said, you know, the handsome, the ever so charming Saif Ali Khan, the brilliant actor. And here he's so ruthless, sir. Why would you do that to this man?
No, even for the first time I'm seeing him like this, because I never saw him like this in Hyderabad. Because he comes to the shot, I see only Bhaira, and now he's looking like a rock star. He's something beautiful.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that, and thank you so much for this amazing piece of art, Shiva sir. Thank you. Saif, so this
Big movie made, you know, from Andhra and from the South industry that's given us so many incredible movies. And I think the future is going to be collaborations between North and South. And I think of it in terms of like you say, a pan-Indian kind of scenario. Anyway, this role, I was very happy that Tarak, you wanted me in it. And Shivasa wanted me in it. I think they'd seen Omkara and remembered it, and I have to thank Vishalji for that still. It was a very interesting character because, you know, there's a young version, there's an older version, there's crazy makeup, and also I wouldn't, you know, it's more of an anti-hero than a straight antagonist, and there's many layers to it, and it was just absolutely lovely doing it. It's like an entry, a debut into a new kind of cinema, and, you know, according to me, the cutting edge of Indian cinema right now. So it's we met and we had a laugh from day one. He's a very easygoing person who wears his stardom lightly, which I like. And offset, a very, very friendly, welcoming person. We had a laugh from the first day, and he visited me in my van while I was waiting for a shot. It made me feel so comfortable. We had a lovely laugh. He's invited me to his home and offered to cook food, and he's one of the most hospitable people I've worked with. A really, really nice, down-to-earth guy. But when the camera's on, and when I saw him shooting on the set, he seems to grow in stature in front of the camera and becomes a larger-than-life person, which is a very great star quality to have. And when it's cut, he's back to being a normal, fun person. So I think he's been great. And it's been so nice working with him. And he was also very patient because it's a new language for me. And he was so supportive. Looking into his eyes and saying dialogues to him never made me feel anything except confident. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very first is Jai-NTR. We have to say Thank you so much. You know, we've seen Neela Samandar in Dawoodi, or usse pehle bhi. Then we've seen Khuni Samandar. And everything Devara Part 1 is all about is between these two things, right? It's like you've covered the entire spectrum. What is Devara for you, and what is happening here? Tell us.
Devara for me, obviously, you know, it's not only a film, but it's a journey with Koratala Shiva for many years. We've known each other since this movie of mine called Vrindavanam. Shiva was the writer for the movie, and it was this growth of friendship between me and him. And then when he started off as a filmmaker, my interest towards him, my respect towards him has only increased with every film he's done. But I mean, it was very tough for him to sustain that kind of blockbusters which he's delivered. It's only because Shiva has nothing in mind but the story of the film. It keeps running in his head. He just needs the right space. He just needs the right people around him to just excel in it. And when our journey started, right before RRR released, so he came up with this idea of this protagonist. Usually in commercial mainstream movie, we have a protagonist coming from the downtrodden, you know, when there's absolute zero courage. The protagonist comes forward, gives courage to the people who needs, you know, who needs courage, takes them and goes forward. But here there's a flip to Devara. So when courage is completely, you know, when it's filled to the brim, when it exceeds, there needs to be a certain amount of fear. And the protagonist is actually trying to give in fear than actually give in courage. So that for me, for me was a phenomenal idea. And then we started our journey of Devara. And here, I hope we've lived up to the expectations of the trailer. And that's about it. You know, I've been, you know, when Karan sir and Apurva sir and Anil sir, the three mascots of Devara, the three musketeers as well. When they stepped in, you know, Shiva, when he narrated the script to them, and when they saw a few visuals of the movie, I mean, I was really shocked seeing their reactions. I mean, and that's when I came to know that, you know, this movie will definitely work. This movie is, I would call it an action drama. It is extremely high in action. I mean, Saif sir would definitely agree with me. There was some physically strenuous action sequence we both have been part of. It is definitely high on action. Peter Hines, then we had Anil Arasu, and then especially we had Solomon, who's worked for RRR as well, National Award winner. He has actually extensively worked on the overwater and the underwater sequences of Devara. We've shot for about 38 odd days underwater and about close to 60 odd days overwater. So that itself was a chunk of 100 days to 80 to 100 days. So it is phenomenal action you probably haven't seen before. The kind of water interactions, the kind of CGIs we've blended into those action sequences are phenomenal. So Devara is very high on action, and I would just can't wait for the world to see it.
I'm sure, sir.
See, as I keep on saying that this is the most ambitious film ever made from my side, not in terms of scale, but in the idea itself. Because the idea of the protagonist being the fear is very exciting to me, and it remained the same throughout. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Saif sir, this one's for you. Bharti ma'am, Bharti Dubey ji would want to know, how do you look at this trend of...
I think it's great, obviously. I mean, we've gotten used to an idea where, you know, there's Bollywood and there's movies made in the north and there's movies in the south. There's so many different movie industries in India. And the idea to have one film that can bring, you know, actors from different states like that together to create something that's truly pan-Indian is becoming the new standard today. Films have done it, and I'm sure films will continue to do it. I'm just really lucky that I managed to speak a bit of Telugu properly, because it seems to be the language also of the future, and to learn a couple more languages, and everyone needs to broaden their horizons, get out of their comfort zones as actors, and I mean, for me it was a great honor to be part of this, and I'm sure it's going to be the future for a lot of people, you know, so it's great.
And he said it, ladies and gentlemen, Saif Ali Khan sahab. Ek baar zordar taliyan. Of course, moving on to the man of masses, NTR Junior. This one's for you. Amar from Mama Razi would want to know that given the high expectations for your action-packed performance in Devara Part 1, can you give us a sneak peek into any particular intense fight sequence or say a stunt that you're really excited for?
Well, Amarji, right? Amar, do we have here? Do we have Amarji here? Okay, so, oh hi, great. So I can't point out on one such particular action sequence, or I definitely would not point out on one stunt or a sequence. But I'm sure Anil sir, Apurva sir and Karan sir will agree with me. I think the last half an hour or 40 minutes of Devara is going to rock you all. So can't wait. I just can't wait for people to watch that. The visual what my director Shiva had in his mind, and I just can't wait for the world to see it. that's
And you're riding that giant fish. Talk to us about
The shark.
that.
That was
Yeah,
the shark.
the shark.
Yes.
So how was it like?
No, I mean, like, you should tell me, how was that? How did it look?
We loved it. I mean, loved that scene.
Well, I didn't. I hated shooting for it. I mean, that was one of the sequences which really took a lot of time. Oh, seriously. I was in a 200 by 150 tank, which was about 5.5 feet. And that shot literally took like almost a full day to get it right. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot I need to thank them for. But I would just this humble thanks. Thank you for being there with me.
Saif sir, closing remarks, I would say. What do you have to say to all the fans out there who were like eagerly waiting for the trailer and now it's out?
I think it's an amazing trailer, the background music, the visuals. I have to say, Randy sir, our DOP, has shot this film outstandingly. The cast has been fab, of course, Tarak Shiva's vision. I think it's really exciting. And like Karan said, like a big movie coming out that you should watch in the theaters with all these beautiful colors and this amazing sound. I'm very excited.
As says